All right, so my favorite team, the Pittsburgh Steelers, just drafted Najee Harris. This is so infuriating. Christian Darrisaw, literally one pick. A starting caliber left tackle goes one pick before Pittsburgh. Just one pick. And there's still Tevin Jenkins on the board, who could be a guard or a tackle. And don't get me wrong, Najee Harris he's fun. He's fun to watch. He's got fun personality. So it's just nothing personal against him. But Pittsburgh needs a starting center and a starting left tackle. And frankly, we don't even know what we have at guard right now. Outside of David Castro. On the other side, we drafted a guy last year, but didn't yet see a ton of playing time, not proven necessarily. So we don't know what we have on half of our offensive line. And we're taking a running back. This is building the house before you build the foundation. It doesn't matter. You could have the best running back. You could have Saquon Barkley, who was a top, I think he was third actually. I think he was a top 5 pick at the time by the New York Giants, and you could run him behind this Pittsburgh Steelers offensive line, and he would average 3.9 yards per carry, which is bad efficiency. I mean, at that point, throw a 5-yard out route. It's more efficient that way, which is what Pittsburgh did last year. So this is just infuriating to me because, again, the offensive line should take priority. The offensive line is what makes running backs, not the other way around. And I know the rushing game is so bad. It's been so bad. Even the last year of Le'Veon Bell in Pittsburgh, the running game was not good. So I fully admit that. Even the James Conner year. James Conner was fantastic during his one Pro Bowl year. But the running game as a whole was not good in Pittsburgh. I admit that. The issue here is now, the offensive line. What are you just expecting to find starters in the 3rd or 4th round now? You can't bet on that. You don't have the money to go out and spend on guys in free agency. You're not going to re-sign Alejandro Villanueva. You can't pay for him. If someone else is interested in him, they're going to be able to pay him more. So now you're guaranteeing you're going to be getting non-first-round players playing on the offensive line. Probably a 3rd or 4th rounder, maybe even a 5th rounder who might get a chance to start this coming year. You're picking late enough in the 2nd round that you might not have a shot at any of the 3 centers, because those could all go higher than Pittsburgh. This is just so, and the financially doesn't make sense because you pick up that 5th-year option for Najee Harris eventually. Then you're paying him like a top 5 running back in the league. Whereas you picked up the 5th-year option for an offensive lineman, you're not paying him a top 5 guy. You're not paying like a top 5 guy for a tackle. And on top of that, how many great running backs have made it 7 years into their careers? Out of every running back taken in the 1st round, going back to every active running back taken in the 1st round, going all the way back to when everyone's retired at this point, only one of them ran for over 1,000 yards last year. It was Josh Jacobs. Everyone else was hurt, banged up, or did not run well. You have to go back to 2015. Every running back taken in the 1st round before 2015 is either a backup or retired. So 6 years. You're guaranteed at least 6 years. Even Le'Veon Bell. How many prime seasons did Le'Veon Bell had? 3. I think 3 Pro Bowl years. You might say 4. Maybe 4 prime years for him. How about Todd Gurley? 4 or 5 prime years. Zeke didn't have a great year this past year. Are you capping him at 5 or 6 years? If you're capping running backs at 5 or 6 years, which means you're going to get to that 2nd contract, you're going to overpay on the 2nd contract. And then you're going to be done. You're going to be trading them away like the Rams did with Todd Gurley 1 year into that deal or before they even get onto that new extension. It blows my mind that people still view running backs as 1st-round caliber players when it's proven they don't make it past 6 years, except for guys like maybe Adrian Peterson or LaDainian Tomlinson. And guess what? Those guys don't come around every year. If Adrian Peterson or LaDainian Tomlinson is in the draft, they're not falling this far. So I like Najee Harris. I have him as a borderline blue chip prospect in this draft. I have him as a top 20 player. But for Pittsburgh, this is a bad pick.